Number 3 is lexical resource. That means vocabulary. Now, the kind of vocabulary you use in essay writing and the kind of vocabulary you use in report writing, that varies a little bit, because here you are dealing with the data. And I think I have explained this already to you. So you guys will tell me today, what do you mean by vocabulary in report writing? You need to use words according to the data that you are talking about. So let's imagine that you are talking about, let's say, crime rate. Okay. You are saying that crime rate increased. It went up in Australia. And it went up in the year 2020. So you are saying in a span of 6 months, let's say, you are saying the crime rate went up from 20% to 22%. This is the increment. Now, what kind of word will you use for this kind of increment? If you just keep on giving us data, your report will become monotonous. So you need to tell us what kind of change is it? Is it a drastic change?
Light.
Is it, huh?
Light.
Slight, okay. You can say slight. You can say gradual. In fact, negligible goes best here. Everybody knows the meaning of negligible. That means something which is ignorable, too less. Other words, what I'm writing here that you can use according to the data could be considerable, remarkable, substantial. Now let's imagine that the crime rate went up substantially. Then what should it be? 20% too? If it's a substantial increase, then what kind of percentage would come into play? 20% to
80 maybe.
80%. Okay. If it's a considerable increase, then 20% to
40, 50.
40%. Neither too less nor too high. Right? So this is how you will write the correct word, and these words will depend on the kind of data that you are dealing with. And then in report writing, you also need to use increase and decrease, because you are using a lot of data and the data goes up, comes down. So you will need a lot of synonyms, if not lot of synonyms, then at least several synonyms of increase and decrease. And we cannot write any word which is informal. So we need good academic formal words, formal synonyms of increase and decrease. So what can be they? Increment. I really hope you guys are taking notes. And here it's decrement, decline, drop, diminish, went down. You can say the sales went down. Similarly here, grow, rise, surge, went up. You can say the sales went up. Right? Does that make sense, everybody?
Yes.
Now, you will sometimes deal with that kind of data which remains the same, which does not increase and does not decrease either. Then what kind of words come into play? Constant. You would say the sales remained constant, the sales plateaued, or what else? Remained the same. You can also say remained unchanged. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then sometimes you will use that kind of data which is not precise, which is open to perspectives, right? For you, it could be 28%. For me, it could be 25%. So when you're dealing with this kind of data, you need to use words like approximately. You would say the sales went up by approximately 25%. But then in your entire report, you cannot keep on repeating this word over and over again. That is approximately. You need some synonyms also. So some synonyms could be about, around, roughly, nearly. And then you can also say just above 25%. You can also say just below 25%. All that is a possibility. Right, guys? Does that make sense? Any questions so far? All right, fine. Let's move on in that case. This was the third criterion, that is lexical resource. And then the fourth criterion is grammatical range and accuracy. So